This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry, try again.
Start all over?
Yep.
Monday, August 2nd, 2021, at the Town Hall at 4058 County Road N, Cottage Grove. We have a 7 PM public hearing to gather input regarding possibly increasing the width of future roads to accommodate bike and or walking paths. And these would be probably new roads that would be built in new subdivisions, most likely. Anyone wish to speak?
I would like to speak. I would like to speak in support of increasing the width of future roads to accommodate bike and our walking paths. My name is Christy Williams. My husband Roger and I have lived in the town of Cottage Grove more than 47 years. During this time, we have seen people walking and biking along the roads, and the danger for them has increased over the years substantially. It is needed for safety, for safety of the bikers and the walkers, and also for the drivers. Walking and biking are healthy activities for all ages, and I believe it's going to only increase in the future. So I am speaking in support of increasing the width of future roads to accommodate bike and walking paths. Thank you.
Is there anyone else online that wishes to speak at the public hearing?
How do I do that? I would like to say something.
In your name, please.
Marcy Freemeyer. We live out in the American Heritage subdivision off of BB. And we, for some time, would think how wonderful it would be if I know you're speaking specifically about future roads, but I was just wondering if anything was going to be brought up during this meeting about adding some walking or biking paths to existing town roads, because BB is just really treacherous to get from our subdivision into town. And I just thought I'd bring it up. I don't know if it's part of the plan or you're just speaking strictly about future roads, but I just wanted to throw it out there.
We're simply talking about town roads and
Yeah.
BB county road. So
Yeah.
county
I get that. That's a county road, and I understand that. But I'm just talking about just the roads that we have that connect us to town, and I realize that is BB, and that's a county road, and there probably isn't anything that can be done from a town level. But I guess I was just wondering if there's been any talk at all about creating some kind of path, not widening BB, but creating some sort of path that's not part of the road.
There hasn't, because it's not the town's responsibility, that road. You would have to contact your county board supervisor to have them try and push something like that through the county board and for their budget.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I walk a lot out here, and like Kennedy Road is really narrow. So I understand you're primarily talking about future roads, but I just thought, heck, you're talking about widening for walking and biking, which there's a lot of out here. I just thought I'd bring it up just to see if there was any talk of doing anything to existing stuff.
Yeah, I would imagine if we were ever going to completely rebuild a existing town road, be it in your subdivision or Ridge Road or Nora Road, the town would probably consider adding something, but that would be up to the town board at that point in time as to what they wanted to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you for listening. I'm all for if you're creating new roads to make them wide enough for bikers and walkers.
Mhm.
So I have no dog in this this race here, but I just thought, heck, this is a good time. I'll bring it up just for you guys to know. There's people out in this subdivision, but that would love something that we could walk and bike on safely.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much all I need to say.
All right, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Is there anyone else online? I did have one call from a resident that spoke in favor of the bike path or walking path on widening the roads to me today. Anyone else heard from anyone? I don't know.
I just heard people are speeding through my stop signs.
How do you plan on doing it, Chris? For example, what are your typical roads right now? Are they,
24 foot.
okay, so then would you put it on one side or how would you?
Yeah, that would have to be decided at some point. Are you going to do both sides or just one side? Because it has to be 4 feet. So if you do both sides, you're adding 8 feet, which is a third more pavement.
So it'd be an actual sidewalk all the way around the road is what you're saying? That's what
It
your
would
plan is?
be part of the road.
Oh, you blacktop it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madison
It'd be a
Street.
bike, you just put the white fog lines down and then it'd be a bike lane.
Okay. Because I'm just thinking with bikers and people walking, is it gonna be an issue for,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be 32 feet of pavement if you did both sides.
Right.
I did receive one call also in support of increasing the width of the road to have a walk/bike along one side.
Okay. Is there anyone else wishing to speak at the public hearing on road widths?
Motion to close.
Motion by Anders to close the public hearing, second by Duplay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. The Cottage Grove Town Board will hold a public meeting immediately following the public hearing. You can also join the meeting by GoToMeeting. We have a quorum present. The meeting was posted at the town hall and on the website. Call the meeting to order and we'll stand for the flag pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You have the minutes of the last meeting, July 19th. In your packet.
Mrs. Williams, I'd move approval as presented.
Duplay seconds.
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to approve the minutes for July 19th as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Finance report and approval of bills. So, yeah. Have you ever know for that one sensor in the fire station that was replaced? I think it was from Martin.
No, I got the W-9, but I haven't seen it.
Okay. It's funny they would send that, not the invoice.
Yeah, did you send the, they don't, they were asking about the insurance?
Anyway, we'll check.
Okay.
Sure it didn't go to junk mail or something.
Yeah.
So Purple Cow, that cost us $17.
Yeah. Big time, huh?
Plus the hauling and time.
And we had to haul it?
Yes.
Yeah, we all, yeah. Takes Dan about 35 minutes, but when he leaves here to go over there and back.
I move approval of checks 34,814 through 34,844 be paid.
Motion by Duplay. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Anders to approve checks 34,814 through 34,844 be paid. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You also have the unaudited cash and investment balance of $2,869,456.82. And you have the July per diem.
Motion to approve the per diems as presented.
Motion by Anders. Second by Duplay to approve the July per diems as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Have you had any luck in setting up for collection of unpaid tickets?
I have sent the state all the information and I haven't heard back from them, but I have everything submitted. She sent me an email. They did get it.
Okay.
I just haven't heard. And I haven't checked the website either to see if it's on there. So I should probably do that.
And have we heard anything, or any answers to your questions for those care
No.
money? Okay. Not surprising.
Yeah.
What about the unpaid tickets beginning to be a problem?
We're gonna go to collection. Send them to Wisconsin collection.
Debt collections, yeah.
How many out there?
I have no idea.
I don't know
This,
a number, but court reported that there was quite a few, so I said, we'll go after it.
Go after them.
Okay, so what's that, no, who's going after the collections?
We're
Dane
gonna,
County?
no, we're gonna turn it over to the state. State collection.
yeah.
Also, if they have a refund coming or something, or?
They'll intercept
Okay.
it, yeah. Yeah. Okay, next item is public concerns. Public's opportunity to speak to the town board about any subject that is not a specific agenda item. Anyone online? No, moving on to road right of way permits. None. Then we go to Plan Commission. Brian Kaufmacher, applicant, landowner, 2896 Femrite Drive, seeking to combine two parcels into an 8.2 acre parcel zoned RR8. And the Plan Commission minutes were in your packet. And the motion was to recommend approval of the rezone of the 2 acres and the 6.2 acres to create a single 8.2 acre parcel zoned RR8. The recommendation exceeds the 2 acre maximum for residential parcels due to the odd size of the parcels. And that motion carried 7-0.
This is Christie. I would move approval of the recommendation from the Plan Commission on the Korfmacher property.
All right. Motion by Williams. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Anders to approve the Planning Commission's recommendation. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. And we have Don Vinny, applicant Vinny Acres LLC, landowner on Nora Road, seeking a rezone of 4.9 plus or minus acres from FP 35 to RR2 to create 2 residential lots. You have a copy of the certified survey. It's lot 1 and lot 2.
It's lot 3 also because it adds that driveway
Oh,
to 3, so it's a 3-lot CSM.
yes.
But it's really just adding access for lot 3 and then the 2 new residential lots, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
To work with the 35 acres and any of this kind of, doesn't matter here or what?
Well, he's using up 2 RDUs
Okay.
from,
We have 1 left on that.
Okay.
And lot 3 was deed restricted originally.
that was already
So, I
created.
mean,
There's a little triangle on the other side of Nora
Yeah.
Road that he's going to give to
yeah,
get rid of that
yeah,
little.
Travis Kavinsky owns the 50 on that side, and just to clean it up, we're giving that to him.
And the frontage on these properties to Nora Road is being dedicated to the public.
Yeah.
And Plan Commission's recommendation was to recommend approval of the rezone of the 4.9 plus or minus acres from FP 35 to RR2 to create 2 residential lots, and the configuration of the 3 lots as shown.
So I don't know, in your motion, if you want to make sure that you add to what the plan commission had, that lot 3 keeps the same deed restriction that it currently has, and that the joint driveway agreement or something is needed.
Yes. Yeah, because we don't want to be, town doesn't want to be called when the shared driveway isn't plowed in the winter time.
Mhm.
And neither does Don.
No.
You don't want to get that call either.
Move approval of plan commission's recommendations with the additions of the driveway agreement needs to be in place, as well as
Lot 3.
yeah, excuse me, lot 3, the
Deed
deed
restrictions
restrictions
stay.
still apply.
Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to approve the Plan Commission's recommendations with the addition of driveway agreement, and that Lot 3 retains its current deed restrictions. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I do have one question that just kind of popped into my head regarding the driveway agreement. That's got to be in place prior to the lots being sold, is that correct?
Yes, Dan Everson has to approve that
Okay,
at the county.
okay,
Yeah, that's got to be all done.
okay.
In fact, it'll probably be done when it comes back to you guys. After it leaves the county, for the final CSM, I
For
believe,
us to
right?
sign.
Yes, it'll
Okay.
have to be in place by that time.
Got it.
All right, moving on. Next item is discuss and consider approval of purchase agreement with the Reliant Fire Apparatus Inc. for a Kenworth T880 pumper tanker for delivery in 2022. Come on up.
You really want me to come up?
Yeah.
It's only gonna cost $100, $100.
We want to be able to reach out and touch you. So what was your opinion of the conversation in the village had? They're gonna pay for it, right?
They were discussing what's gonna happen, but they haven't approved anything, so.
They have a closed session later, so I just.
Yeah. I would be very surprised if they did. I guess my question on this, if it's going to be a town-only tanker, do we need 1,000 GPM pumper
We're putting a bigger pump in it because we're gonna, for the long driveways that are out in the town and out in Pleasant Springs, our plan is we'll pull in with our primary engine and drop large hose down the driveway. And the new tanker will hook up to that and relay pump up the driveway. And then
To the engine that's
To the
up by
engine.
the house. or-
And then as the tankers continue to come in, they'll dump water that the current tank, the new tanker, will just relay pump up there. So instead of burying tenders or trying to back up long driveways with big trucks, it's a new way of us fighting fires on long driveways, basically.
Because I think when we bought that thing 20 plus years ago, it was under $90,000.
I got the actual plans out. It was 227. It was bought in 2000 or 1997. I've got this original spec book for it.
Which one? I didn't have that one on there.
No. I thought it was less than that. I think, hold on, I'm gonna pull it. 20 years worth of inflation and then equipment improvements. That's the way I look at it.
I guess to put it in perspective, we bought engine 4 in 2008, 2009 when we took over the Pleasant Springs account. That truck cost us $299,000. It was all paid for with Pleasant Springs account. That same truck today, if we tried to buy it, would be over $500,000 to buy it. The inflation is on fire trucks and the materials is just tremendous. And even right now, this current price we have for you guys is only good for 30 days because the materials are going up so fast, they're not gonna honor the contract after 30 days.
89,250.
Oh, yeah, the town one. Yeah, I was thinking of these other ones that were 200.
Oh,
So we're asking the village if they
Yeah,
want to
no.
chip in, and they don't want to do that.
Of course.
you
And
only had
the
89.
village has
For what we paid for that.
4 good-sized properties that are not currently served by hydrants. There's Sedex, the big warehouse.
Mhm.
There is, Chris has got the list.
89,250 for.
The White property
97
over here
is the
is
cost.
one. Got the Steve Schultz farm. That's another.
Well, they're gonna run more than that. They're gonna run hydrants to all those before they develop them.
Oh, they're
Who
gonna
knows?
count us for mutual aid.
Yeah,
Well, they gotta run water and sewer, obviously.
yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah.
If they catch on fire.
Otherwise, it's $461,397. We have 30 days to decide.
From when?
Last week.
Seriously.
August 31st is when the contract expires.
Enter into a contract prior to August 31st, 2021.
What do we got for Pleasant Spring money?
Not much.
Used a lot of it last year.
Yeah,
That's shared with the village, right?
yeah.
Well, that's,
So Chris asked me to price out this truck because, so the village a few months ago, or about a year ago, asked me to put together a memo or a list of when every truck should be replaced.
Because they never refer to what you give them on the last page of the budget every year.
Sure. So, I'm not getting in this. Again.
It's there though. It's
Yeah.
been there every year.
But basically, NFPA has a recommendation that a fire apparatus should be replaced after 25 years. I've asked all the municipalities around us what they do. Deerfield is 25 years. Sun Prairie is way,
It's like
we can't even
17.
compare
No,
ourselves to
they're
Sun Prairie because they're like 15. But Stoughton, Marshall, Cambridge, everybody's 25 years on an apparatus. That truck would be up for 25 years in 2022. And Chris asked me that since you guys were gonna be taking out a loan to pay for engine three's replacement, maybe it'd be a good idea to buy this one at the same time and roll them into one loan. So that's where this came about. It would be up for replacement in 2022. Our plan is to move this truck to actually a reserve status and not actually get rid of it, sell tender one instead, which would be a few years out. But we're trying to kind of spread out the life of the trucks. You guys, back in 96 to 98, you bought 4 trucks all at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
They're all coming up for
97,
replacement at the
98.
same time. So what we're trying to do is move tender 2 to reserve status, wait, prolong the replacement of it for 10 years, sell tender 1 and buy this new tender so that we can have 2 large tenders. Tender 1 is only 2,100 gallons in the tank, so it's pretty small.
Is that the 2000?
It's a 2000, yeah. So that would be up
Only
for
cost us
replacement.
$69,000.
So it's basically just a chassis with a
That's all
tank on
it
it.
is.
I mean,
And
that's,
it's got a dump.
So we went through 3 different companies, Reliant, Custom, who built the current tender, and Midwest, who built their brush truck. And we didn't even present Midwest to you guys because it was, first of all, it was significantly cheaper, but there's a reason it was significantly cheaper. The style of body that they build, it's called a poly body. There's no sheet metal on it. The tank is the body of the truck. And what happens in cold climates is water gets into any little cracks in the tank, it freezes and it busts the tank. And then it's got to go all the way back to the far side of Minnesota to be repaired. So we didn't deem it to be a worthy replacement in our climate with those problems. We've heard of whole valves falling off the truck because there's nothing to support them. They just snap off and then it's got to go back to Minnesota, get repaired, come back. So we limited it down to Custom and Pierce, and Pierce is who we're buying the other engine through. And the truck committee felt that the Pierce was the best fit for us.
A lot of money.
Fire trucks always are.
Well, if we're gonna be doing it on our own, it's really a lot of money. That's the problem. And then of course, if something goes wrong in the village, that truck's gonna go to the village to be used, right?
Yep.
So where are we? I don't know. And obviously they know that.
yeah, and then the same way too, is if we have a big bonfire, the ladder's coming out to, so I mean, it's give and take, and we're unfortunately,
But you paid for half of the ladder, didn't you?
49.84% of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
in
Funny how that works, huh?
2004.
So
but do we, go ahead.
the meeting that Chris, Steve and I were just on, they brought in their JJ from Public Works and literally he is like 99.9% sure that there is never going to be a need for a tender in the village because of their redundancy, their water system, what they have for piping.
But they can't get water to the feed mill,
Agreed. A feed mill would be one, like you
that
said.
warehouse,
Widening,
the gas station.
I think the gas station is still the town of Sunbury. Are you talking about this gas
The
station?
one down here
Yeah.
for Landmark,
Okay.
because that's theirs.
Those hydrants right there.
The what?
Those hydrants right there.
I know, but that's a long way to pull 5-inch hose
That's a county road.
across and I don't like spending that much money, but we're gonna have to. I guess I would say that we would table this to our next meeting just so that we can get the minutes of find out what the village actually decides.
And the other side is that the idea of how they would run down a long driveway or whatever is an idea that's not necessary to change how we do it now. Well, I'm just saying. you
Mike,
know,
we used to run around with
I
a
know that. I know
With-
that.
deuce and a halves for water
Yeah.
tankers. You
I
know,
understand.
times change.
But that was the question in the beginning, the pump, you said
So the
would
cost
be a
of
lot
the
bigger.
pump, the cost of the pump, the increase on the increased size of a pump would be about 70 grand. So you could cut off 70 grand by not having that pump in there, but
So you're at 390 then.
you're
Yeah.
still really expensive and
Yeah.
it's not gonna do what we would like it to do, I guess.
Right.
This is Williams. I'll
Wait,
move the
see
table
what
to the
really
next
is
meeting.
The way to go and see, and
Well, how can we? Never mind.
but we got to.
I move to table.
Timer. We still have a little time, right?
Yeah, we don't have to sign until the
One
31st.
more meeting,
So we can decide on the 16th
Sure.
to,
Move to table to the 16th.
motion by Williams. Is there a second?
Second.
So
Second by Fogger to table it till the 16th.
When I was-
Discussion.
when I was signing off, they said that they were in a discuss, but they were not in a consider on their agenda item. So they were already done with fire stuff when I signed off. They're not gonna vote to approve a tender or not approve a tender.
That's not part of the meeting
It's
today.
not at all part of their agenda tonight. So
That's a good point. It probably isn't.
they were just gonna
But they have
discuss.
closed session on.
Their closed session is to agree to review the changes you guys made to the contract between you and the village.
You and I both know that the tender is gonna come up.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's in there as
Right.
assets or.
Right,
or
that's what I was gonna say, is it's in there as assets, so yes, they could talk about it.
Well, anyway, the motion was to table it till the 16th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried 3-2.
Okay.
Next item,
Ian,
Ian, Steve. Mike and Steve, Duplay and Steve, and whoever, those two were the ones in opposition. Discuss and consider approval of change order number 1 for Natick Road Landfill Gas Vents Project Contract 1-2021. It saved us $2,800.
Thank you, Tina. And the contractor.
Yep. I would make the motion to approve change order.
second.
Motion by Hampton, second by Duplay to approve the change order for Natick landfill. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Now, the 16th, we'll have approval of the payment, right?
right. Yep. Do you want me to send that thingy that came today to Bill to review? She said that was at our discretion.
I don't think
It
so.
was the release of lien or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I would bother.
I wouldn't either, but.
This little lien for the work down
Oh,
there.
Sure, it's the surety release.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
so
think I'd
we'll just,
pay him to look at it.
so we'll just put the check in for approval.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, item D, discuss, consider request for financial support to the work of the Greater Madison MPO in 2022. You read their letter asking for money. They want, let's see,
30 some odd, 30 something,
No.
30,
$1,200.
no, I thought it was,
No, 1179.
oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking 3185, I was thinking there.
Population,
Where does all that population fit into that?
it's all on that side.
There's 3,000 people from west?
No, I think they take American Heritage too.
Okay.
How much we got undesignated?
Don't you touch that.
I'm just curious. Gee whiz.
This would be part of the 22 budget discussion. If we, but they want to know by the 15th if we would, or the 16th, if we would support the inclusion in our budget.
And who is, how are all the other townships, and is everybody pretty much on with,
I do not know.
that would be interesting to know, I would say.
I don't know.
Westport, Springfield, the ones that are immediately off, like say the city of Middleton and the village of Wanakee, some of those townships there, like Bristol, I mean, Sun Prairie's right up next to them, and, you know, because Sun Prairie's part of this. Some of those guys are, but those of us who are a ways away or don't have really any infrastructure or any planned, I mean, you know, like Westport and Springfield, I mean, they've got big time transportation benefits coming out of the city for them, but.
I'd offer them $600
Huh?
in my budget.
Huh?
I'd offer them $600 in my budget.
Well, yeah, but are they saying either we pay the 1179 or we're out?
No,
Then I just say we,
even if not the full proportionate share, any partial funding would be helpful as it will leverage additional federal funding.
Oh, really?
we just wait till we budget and then see if there's $600 in our budget.
It has been leveraging, eh?
Apparently,
Maybe it's COVID relief or something.
They'll probably approve us spending that money on that project.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
Yeah.
I just say we wait till we work on the budget. We figure out if we've got anything to spare.
so do we want to tell them that we will support some funds to be included in our 22 budget?
Yeah, that's what I move.
I mean, leave it blank and we can fill in that amount when we're
And when we're budgeting.
when we're seeing where our budget is at.
Yeah.
Rather than put a dollar amount on it now and we're grabbing it out of the air.
Works for me. That's my motion.
Motion by Dupuy, second by Fonder. Do you have that motion down, Clark?
You're going to support some funding, the amount to be determined during the 2022 budget process.
Correct.
Correct.
Any other discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Discuss borrowing needs for 2022. You know, you heard we have the engine that we're gonna buy and
The tender,
Up,
our
up,
tank
up.
tender.
up in the air on tender. And then the following year, we have a squad to do. Do we want to look at bonding? Or do we want to just go to the local banks like we have and take out a 5-year loan or 10-year loan, whatever you decide, so, and hope that the interest rates stay low like they currently are?
So a squad is 23, right?
23, yes. Because it was purchased in 98. For
The squad?
151,500.
This is another vehicle.
No,
Yes.
No, it's
So we-
not truck.
Within 3 years, we bought 4 vehicles and we built a fire station.
The squad is needed with the other vehicle that they have, correct?
Yeah. Due for replacement.
When you bond, I can't remember, can you not use all the money at the same time? I mean, could you, bond and spend some of it in 22 and some of it in 23? I don't remember if that works.
Yeah, I guess I don't recall, because when we did we bought the 2 vehicle or the 3 vehicles, 97, and then the one in 98, we took out, I believe, individual loans on those. Then in 99, when we built the station, we rolled those funds into that bonding for the station.
Mhm.
We paid them off. But I guess I don't know the answer to that. We'd have to have Ellers.
Right, yeah.
If we would have a significant amount of money in 22 and 23 that we're spending on vehicles.
What can we spend out of this COVID money? Do we know if we can use some of that for things like this?
I don't,
Well, it did come up, but there was recreation stuff we could spend now.
Right.
We could do that, right?
I'll look into it. I know
It
there's
just
stuff.
seems like that would be logical, you know? Security and, you know, fire protection and those kind of things.
I don't recall reading where those were listed, but we can send the question to them and ask.
Fire, police, you know, emergency.
But
It seems like that's what it would be for, you know.
yeah, I mean, there was an article, I think, in today's paper about what some of Madison and Monona or Verona are doing with some of their money, and as to not to spend it on recurring budget after budget that you're gonna need that money for, because it's not gonna be there.
Well, a lot of it was that some are gonna wait and see, because the rules,
They don't,
like we don't, nobody can really figure out what's going on.
yeah, they haven't spelled everything out yet.
I think that one thing I had read, and I could be wrong, that if you were updating a vehicle to make it more, to be safe with the COVID, if you could find some way to justify that you were buying this and it had more protection for the fire department.
That'd be a stretch.
Yeah.
Maybe you could put a partition in there for the people riding in it.
Between the driver and the passenger and the
Oh, you never
3
know.
people in the back, and how do they get in there with all that crap on that they have?
Was just a suggestion.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because Dan, I don't think that you have anything big in the next 2 years coming up for replacement, do you?
You'll find something.
No, we don't. I mean, no, 25 is the next truck.
Yeah. So the only other big expense we would have is if we decided to rebuild a road.
Yeah, if we borrowed for road work, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like North Star Road, if we were doing something like that, that would have a big price tag on it.
Then we do what the county and the city do, take the money out of our budget that would have been normally spent for that and spend it for something else, totally unrelated.
No, I don't think we would do that.
The county and the city do it. Let's learn from our neighbors.
I mean, would it be something you would want Ellers to come in and talk to us about? Bonding? I don't
I
know.
think it's something we should do because I don't think I was here for when we bonded the last. I mean, we're just paying for our roads right now. We paid for the repairs that we did this year.
I think the last time we bonded might have been '06. We bonded once since I was here and it was early in my career, so it was mind boggling. But I think it was like '06 or something like that.
I would have had to been redoing something on the existing one that we had
We refinanced, yep. And then
because
I
we
think
could get a lower rate.
we added for something else. I can't remember what it was. I think we bought something like a big piece of highway equipment or something.
$600,000 ladder truck. was
Ladder?
part of it, yeah, from what I remember.
And that was purchased in '04.
Yeah, this was after '04, because I wasn't here in '04. It was just starting, and I think it was later than that. Maybe it
Yeah.
was, I don't know. I guess it could have been '04.
The thing I remember with bonding is you had to do an audit every year. Well, we do that now. So that would be a bigger expense, but
You would have had in '04 if you did that, and you would have had a truck in '05 at the town garage.
Yeah,
So it might have
I
been
don't
something you did.
remember, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. It was a refinance of the fire station plus something
bond.
else. Yeah.
we had to add something to it. It's probably the latter.
Mhm.
So I don't know, do you want someone like Ellers to come in and talk to us about bonding, or do we want to wait?
Let's wait till we figure out what we're gonna buy and when.
Okay,
Well, you know, if we decide to get this tanker, then we're gonna have a big budget.
okay. We'll wait and see. Next item then is first meeting in September.
I was gonna suggest, since I'm gonna be gone the week after Labor Day, that instead of doing the Tuesday after Labor Day, you do it the Monday, a week ahead of time.
30th.
The 30th, which
August.
is 2 weeks after the next meeting, but then you,
be here. Got a big race up at Road America.
I was just trying to spare Deb the meeting. And
Well, we could meet on a Wednesday if you
You won't be here
wanted.
for what?
I won't be here on the 7th
This is a
either.
5-year. I'm gone from
The
the
first Tuesday.
26th through, oh wait, what? No, 30th is,
A Monday.
I'll be, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I will be back, barely, but I'll be here. Yes, I'll be back in town. So we could do it the 30th if you wanted to do that.
Otherwise, we would normally do it on that Tuesday after Labor Day. But you want to do it on the 30th?
I'm free anytime.
Sure.
We'll move it to the 30th.
Is Chrissy still on there?
No, she's
No,
gone.
she's gone.
Oh,
She's gone.
So we'll meet on the 30th, skip the 7th, and then we'll meet again on the 20th of September.
we'll have 3 weeks that way instead of the other way.
Right.
Yeah. You need a motion or you just,
Now, we need a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Anders,
Second.
second by Duplay to move the first meeting in September to August 30th. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Public Works.
I didn't have
Back from
much.
vacation.
I was back, yeah, I was gone on vacation. One thing I did want to bring to everybody's attention though, that we've noticed since substantial completion's been made in Kennedy Hills and they've got people moving in, that there hasn't been any work done since.
really?
Then what we should do is just tell them, hey, stop. No more.
They got rid of a little bit of a dirt pile. Other than that, I mean, they had the ponds done because they had to reach substantial completion, but other than that, they haven't
Still
started.
have a coat of blacktop to put down.
They haven't
right?
done the blacktop. They got a drain to fix.
Stop.
They've got to fix the rest of the ditch line and that stuff, the seeding and stuff. I mean, yeah, basically since they got it, they haven't done any work. since they got BB at Kennedy done. I mean, they haven't got back to do that rock yet though on the other side either. I don't know if we gotta let
How many
Jason.
houses have they sold up there? How many lots?
They sold them all.
How many lots are there?
16.
Well, that's $1,600,000 minimum rates.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they shouldn't have some money left, I would presume. I don't know.
Yeah, I say shut them down.
No, you can't shut them
Can't do
down.
that. but
But we can send RESOP a request as to when
Final completion will be dedication.
final completion and dedication can take place.
Yeah.
Please advise.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I mean, I noticed it today because I drove out there just to see what all got done and I asked the guys, they said they drove through there twice last week and nobody was working. And the week before was when they basically, you know, pretty much before that was the week after they got substantial completion.
So have the two houses where people have moved in, have they even put the gravel or is it just gravel roadway?
Oh,
No, it's blacktop. First coat of blacktop was done last fall. They have to do the final lift. Yeah, and shoulder. And then they have to fix the ditch and all that stuff up to it, you know, they have to do all that yet.
Yeah.
And then there's that one drain at the first pond that they have to switch to a trash can style, so. Which I thought they were gonna do that right away and they didn't, but
But Nick's aware.
yeah.
Well, it looks like they won't be getting any permits for the next phase anytime soon.
No. No, and we'll keep on them then to respond to our emails.
Because we can, actually theoretically,
I
We
can
could
stop
prevent
giving driving
any-
permits.
even discussion on the next plat until they get the first one completely
I
done.
wouldn't.
Right.
That's kind of the line Nick has recommended to tow too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just,
You don't give them anything until everything is done
I
here.
don't even know that we even let them give them an audience on the plan commission.
No. Uh-uh.
And I haven't heard back from the postmaster yet either. I called him and left a message, but I'll do it again on the mailbox they put in out there.
Yeah.
I feel like they put it in the wrong spot, kind of. I know it's a general area that they had talked about, but it's roughly
Between
30,
the postmaster and them.
yeah, it's roughly 30 feet off the road. It's quite a ways off the road. It's right on that walking path by that Bill Weber home.
So somebody's gonna have to plow that path for the mailman.
This was a bad idea.
No, wait a minute. Now, that's where they're all gonna get their mail?
Yeah.
We're good?
One central
Are you
location.
serious?
One central location.
That's the new style.
Nobody gets individual mailboxes at their house.
I thought they were gonna place it at the edge of the road, you know,
I did too.
2 feet off the edge of the road.
So that he could drive up, stay in the vehicle.
Well, he'd have to get out, but because they're big boxes,
Yeah.
but yeah, at least he'd be able to stand where it's clean, you know. I mean, I can clean around that better than I can off the road because I'd have to drive through the ditch to get to the mailbox.
Boy, if you hit that mailbox rack,
Yeah, well, I'll be careful around that thing,
Yeah.
but yeah. I'll call him again. I'll try him again tomorrow. I called him before vacation, but the guy's never said he called back or anything,
Yeah.
so. Maybe
Okay.
maybe email him too. And then Janelle, they have east side retaining wall, the boulders done, it looks like. And then west side, it looks like they're pretty much done with the retaining wall. They got to do the riprap on the hill and everything yet and get grade yet, but yeah, Janelle cul-de-sac's almost done, so looks really good. They haven't had any trouble with parking, with people parking in there, so
Now it's posted. No parking.
yeah, seem to be doing just fine.
And then you're gonna put signs up there anyway when they're done.
Yeah. And I did drive through the construction today because I was curious, so I threw on my beacon lights and drove through the construction out on BB and Bus Road and looked like they were grading today for blacktop.
They're supposed to blacktop sometime this week.
Yep.
They were having trouble with utilities that were put in for the school MSA had them put them in the bottom of the ditch. And so they had to be moved again when they redid the road.
Then they've been going crazy on Shady Grove over there cutting
Cutting
that hole.
trees?
Oh, it's amazing, the machine they have over there cutting.
Who's doing it?
I don't know who's doing it, but it's a massive, big
Yeah.
machine doing
The
it.
big John
One of
Deere.
those cuts and trims the
You
branches
can
off
hear it all
all
the
at once.
way. I mean, it's loud. I mean,
It looked like that one that Houston's had.
they're zooming.
It grabs the
Well, something's
trees.
going on there, obviously.
Yeah, it looked like they were cutting for roads, is what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, they had all the tassels on the gravel, so looks like they're about ready for blacktop.
Okay.
I hope so. They invited me to the grand reopening.
As a new school?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's all I had.
I think we all got some, didn't we? Yeah.
See, the guys had training on the center striper.
Oh, yeah, final help basically before we get because that's something they offered last year.
Yeah.
When we bought it, they trained us on it and then they just came out and did a brief quick go over, so we knew what we were doing when we got it out and ready.
And I told them they could pick up those 10 tables at Houston whenever you guys want to.
We'll probably do that Wednesday or Thursday.
And I had taken Dan down to the landfill. There were around 2 of the new vents. There was some settling. And I asked him to fill that in with dirt.
Oh, okay.
I assume they've done that.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't tell him he had to seed it because as dry as it was at the point, I've been wasting this grass seed, but at some point we'll want to seed it.
It'll grow into it too, probably.
Yeah. So, okay. Rick's office update.
Special.
Same old, same old. Board member reports. I don't think I have anything. Was Jim going to take care of the dust on North Star?
Yeah,
And did Coors get a building permit? Did you say?
Jim, he didn't say he was gonna stop down there, so I don't know.
Okay.
Didn't hear the result.
We're down at the farm.
He didn't have,
Wesley's?
they had not gotten one, so he was gonna stop down there.
They rebuilding Wesley's house.
No, they were, took the tin off the machine shed and were retinning it.
Oh.
So committee reports, Deer Grove EMS, we met. We got a proposal from the union. We have since replied. They're supposed to have paperwork to sign for the study.
So they can study that and help us pay for a fire tender.
That's right. They're still waiting for somebody to pick up the old ambulance, although we told them that if they don't pick it up soon, we're going to start charging them $50 a day for rental.
Who was that that's picking it up? Somebody up north or somebody in Wisconsin or?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head who it was. It's who we bought the old ambulances from. Landfill monitoring. Not much. Everything's done with the new vents in place. Fire department.
You heard it here.
Yeah. Yeah, we heard it here. Anybody know a mason?
Mason?
Yeah. Need someone to get up and fix that,
Oh,
those
the
windows.
leaky window on the
Yeah.
post tower?
Yeah. We'll find someone. We went through, and got through the last of the agreement. If they'll like it or not, I doubt it now. They're supposed to bring it back to us in September. After it's been rewritten by their attorney again.
Yes,
The agreement was fired or what?
Yeah, between the town and the village.
Jesus Christ. It's all gonna be down to spending. They want to hoist as much of it as possible on us. And
Well, of course you do.
They're $19 million in debt.
Yeah, well, they've been big time in, yeah,
million?
yeah, that's, it goes up about $1 million every 2 years.
It's almost like the school district.
Sort of wonder how that can be, but
Because it's, what is it, 5% of your total valuation you can borrow?
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's more than that, actually. But,
It's a lot.
yeah.
All right, who wants to?
move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Duplace, second by Andrews for adjournment. It's non-debatable. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Just rotating debt.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Refinance, refinance, refinance.
We did get the new air conditioner and furnace in.